Okay, so the next task that I'm going to go through is rotation. In the spine, the majority of our rotation comes from the rib region or the thoracic spine. The lumbar spine is typically shaped to go back and forwards, not necessarily to rotate. Unfortunately, it's the lumbar spine that typically suffers from injury when you're talking about rotation type injuries to the back. So when you're thinking of moving an object from A to B, so it might be moving a box, a bag, could be from any height, it doesn't really matter. If your feet are planted and you're rotating from side to side, you're going to need to transfer that rotation movement somehow down to the legs. So I've said that you get a lot of rotation here, that's fine. But to generate any real force, you're going to need to transfer it down the body. So that means if you're going from A to B, you're going to rotate through the hips, through the pelvis and through the lumbar spine. If your feet are fixed, that's a really unnatural and quite dangerous stress to be placing on the lumbar spine because it's rotating in a way that is just completely unnatural, okay? So what you're wanting to try and do is to avoid that where possible. Now, the easiest way to do that is to move your feet. So once again, I'm going from A to B. If I break that down, so now my feet are moving, if I go, all right, I'm going from A to B. Not only am I no longer rotating through my lumbar spine, so I'm keeping that stress away from that part of the body, but by moving my feet, I'm also just completely front on to whatever the task is that I'm doing. So I'm no longer reaching forward, everything's closer to the body. It's just a much easier, much stronger and much safer position to be in. So once again, there's a common theme. You're just really trying to get off autopilot. So A to B, rotating without the feet moving. But if you think about the task, right, I've got to move this from here to here, and you move your feet in concert with what you're doing. So, all right, I'm going to the object, then I'm coming back to the midline, and then I'm going back out this way. I'm just keeping everything close to the body, everything front on, and avoiding unnecessary rotation through the lumbar spine. And I'm achieving it with by doing two things and two things only. Firstly, thinking about what I'm actually doing, and then using that thought process to remind myself and to know that I need to move my feet to achieve that in the safest way possible. So just to recap again, when rotating, try to move your feet as much as possible. Go towards whatever it is that you're getting, come back to the midline, and then quite literally swap sides and go out with the other foot if you can.